everyone. So today I wanted to take this opportunity and show you how you can actually go about calculating some of the national accounts. And in this video, strictly, I'm focusing on the calculation for nominal GDP and real GDP. So the first thing you need to note is that the two measures are not going to give you the same answers, right? Simply because the nominal GDP reflects raw numbers in current values, which is unadjusted for inflation, whereas the calculation for real GDP does adjust, right, the numbers by fixing the currency value, thus eliminating any distortions caused by inflation or deflation. So your real GDP is adjusted for inflation, whereas your nominal GDP is not adjusted for inflation. Normally, policymakers also prefer using real GDP because it is adjusted for inflation. So in this video, I'm just gonna answer the following few questions right with you. Okay, now here's a table provided to us, right? And we need to just refer to the table for answering the following questions from 1 to 4. So the first question is asking us to calculate the nominal GDP for 2016. So 2016 is our base year. This information is very important. You always need to know, right, which year is your base year. So what we're going to do in this example, because your nominal GDP takes the current year values, so everything we are to add up or calculate in this example is from 2016, right? So now you need to say 70 times 1200 plus 80 times 1400 plus 120 multiplied by 1700. So now 70 multiplied by 1200, we will get 84,000 plus 80 multiplied by 1400, it is 112,000 plus 120 multiplied by 1700, we should get 204,000. So now the final answer should be 400,000. Okay. Now moving on to the next question, right? Moving on to the next question, we are asked to calculate the real GDP for 2018. As I've said, your real GDP is adjusted for inflation, and we only consider to take prices, right, from the base year, which is 2016. So even if we are calculating or considering the quantities within year 2018, but the prices which we are to calculate or multiply our quantities with is from 2016. So let's move on. So it's going to be 70 multiplied by 1400. So here's our 1400, the one I'm referring to, and this is the price, unit price, which I am considering in this example, right, for calculation. So plus 80 times 1500, okay, 1500 plus 120 times 1800. Okay. So your final answer in this example should be 434,000. Okay. Okay. I hope so far everything is just clear, right? Now, here's the most tricky part. Do not be anxious and coming back to do the calculation for real GDP for the year in which we did not, in this example, do the real GDP calculation for. However, because you already know, right, that if we are calculating real GDP for 2016, right? Let me just go back here. Okay, for 2016. And the calculation for nominal GDP also for 2016, which is our base year, we will tend to get the same answer. So there's no need for you to go back and waste time in calculating your real GDP for 2016. However, we can still get to use the 400,000, which is the final answer for nominal GDP for 2016. Since even if we come back to do the calculations and weightings for real GDP for 2016, we'll tend to get or obtain the same answer. So now your real GDP for 2018 is 434,000. So I'm just inserting these values. I'm using this formula, right? I'm guided by this formula here. Minus 400,000 divided by 400,000 times 100. So you should get 0,085 times 100, and which will be 8,5%, right? So times 100, okay? So it's just that, okay, let me just show you guys, because I don't want you to be confused and concerned how I'll obtain the 8,5%. So this is basically what I've done, okay? Now, for question 4, you will also calculate the country's real GDP per capita for 2018 if the population rate was 5,000. So to calculate your real GDP per capita, okay? Now you just need to take your real GDP for 2018 and which was 434,000, and then you need to divide it by the population level or rate, which is 5,000, and your answer should be 86,8. So this value or real GDP per capita, it gives a rough indication of an average living standard, right, in this economy. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope that you guys did take note of the few important details that we need to take into consideration before you conduct or do calculations for nominal GDP and or real GDP. I'll be uploading more videos soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. See you guys next time.